Hello, hello, and welcome back to our farmhouse here on our little country farm. Help the bee get to the orange flower. Trace the path. Wait, hang on. Where's the bumblebee? Yep. Okay, can you show me where the orange flower is? Yes. Okay, can you go and trace? Help the bee get to the orange flower. Remember to go slow. Good job. The dolphin's diving tail. Trace the path. Oh, diving trail. You love the trail. You're getting really good at this. Good job. We're going to work on these sounds, okay? Do you know what letter that is? N. N says S.
S.
F. Can you tell me what this letter makes? No, Jackie. Good! High five! Can you tell me what this letter, what sound it makes? What sound does it make? Good! High five! You've got S down. We're in for several fun days of snowy weather, and so we are hunkering down. I am starting in the kids' room here. Now, I didn't get this all done, but Al and I made this paper chain quite a long time ago during Christmas time, and we still haven't gotten it hung up. So I am hanging this up today. They also, for Christmas, both kids got cowboy hats, and so I'm going to hang those up on their wall. Hungry kids need to be fed in this house. So Al and I are going to get on our way into the kitchen with our matching aprons to make some supper. So tonight we are having a meatloaf, and we have this quite often. It's one of my favorite things to make. I will share with you the recipe for my meatloaf. This is pretty much the same way I make it every time. Now, I did change up the topping here in this video. I don't normally do it that way, and I probably won't. From now on, I'm just going to go back to what I normally do because I like it better. But in case you need a good meatloaf recipe, it is 2 pounds of ground beef, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire, 1 cup of cheese, a 16-ounce can of tomato sauce, and you use half of it in your meatloaf and save half of it. 3 eggs, half a cup of whatever flour you choose. Today, I am going to use some oat flour, and then salt and pepper. Now, I also like to add onion and bell pepper. And so written down, I have 1 whole onion and 1 whole bell pepper. But in our house, I am the only one who actually likes bell pepper and onion. Jack will eat it. Isla won't. Keith won't. I really like it. So I actually only do half of each. And I will add everything together, everything except the vegetables. Take out half of it, put it in one pan, and then I will add in the bell pepper and onion or whatever vegetables I'm going to do into the second half of it. Mix it all together and put it in a second pan. And bake that at 425 degrees until it is done. Now, I temp mine, but I also like it to be really crispy on the outside, so I let it go a little bit longer. About 10 or 15 minutes before it's completely done, I will add in half the can of tomato sauce right on top and pop it back in the oven and let that finish baking. We're going to keep supper simple tonight with some buttermilk biscuits on the side, some corn. So to make my biscuits, I add however much buttermilk comes out of the carton into a bowl and add in about a stick of butter or, half a cup of shortening. Today I'm using shortening just because I have so much of it. It's not good for you, I know, but I have a lot of it. It needs used up. So I am adding that in and then adding in self-rising flour until it comes together. I normally like about a cup of buttermilk, but I don't measure it anymore. But if you need measurements, it's roughly half a cup of butter, a cup of buttermilk, and 2 cups of self-rising flour. Now, I mix the flour in last because I think it gives it a smoother dough. You add it in a little at a time, and you get the perfect texture. I've been doing this a lot lately where instead of cutting out my biscuits or doing drop biscuits or anything, I will pat them out on my skillet here. Now this is a cast iron pan, but I am really needing to reseason all of my cast iron. It's just real worn down. And so I am putting parchment. I don't normally do that. I don't prefer that, but I am today. And then I'm taking my spatula and just cutting this into squares. And it bakes up really nicely. It's real easy. And this is my preferred method that I have been doing. Tonight, Keith is taking the kids for their regular visit with Grandma and Grandpa. So before the snow hits, I am going on a walk.
Go kisses.
Go kisses. Y'all have been seeing me making banana bread way more than you'd care for, I'm sure, as of lately. But the kids love it, and it is so nice to have ready to go in the mornings. I have kids who wake up starving and screaming for food. And so having homemade banana bread or some kind of quick bread like that made up really makes it easy to get them fed in the morning. Throw it with some milk and some strawberries and some eggs, and it's a good little meal. So this morning I didn't have it made up already, but I am whipping it up a little bit later in the day. So mine is super simple. I've already shared it with y'all. It's half a cup of butter, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of bananas, which is about 2 bananas, 2 cups of flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 cup of buttermilk. I just combine all this and then bake it at 350. I like to do mine in 2 smaller pans so that it stretches a little bit further, but we usually eat this up pretty fast. Now today is the day. They are calling for the snow flurries to start this afternoon. And so I thought, what better treat than some homemade fried donuts when it starts snowing. So I decided to get these going. I use my regular bread dough recipe. It is just 1.5 cups of water, milk, or buttermilk, whatever you prefer. 1/2 cup of melted butter, 2 eggs, 1/2 cup of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1.5 tablespoons of yeast, and 5-ish to 6 cups of flour. All of that combined and kneaded together until very, very stretchy, and then let it rise for a couple hours until it's doubled. For lunch, let's go ahead and make some soup. I'm going to make like a beef stew or a vegetable beef soup. I have some steaks in the freezer. They are not quite the cut that we enjoy the most, and so I'm gonna cut them up and kind of do them like a roast or like stew meat. There's not a lot of meat on them. They're pretty tough, and so we are just gonna use them for a different purpose. Now, I don't make this very often, and so I looked up a few recipes just to make sure I kind of knew what I was doing, and they all said to dredge in flour, which is fine, but I won't do that again. I think I would just sear each of the sides to give it some flavor of each little chopped up piece, and then add in my broth and my veggies and cook it up. So today I'm doing the beef and frying that up, searing it all, cooking it through, and then adding in carrots and potatoes and beef broth and salt, making us up a nice pot of stew. Our donut dough has doubled in size and is nice and puffy, and I am actually going to roll it out. I like to roll my donuts out and cut them, so I'm using a wide mouth mason jar for some of them, and then the rest of them I'm also taking the little container for my candy thermometer and cutting out a center hole. I'm going to do some without the hole in the center as jelly filled, and then just some plain glazed. So I'm cutting those out. I'm going to put them on some parchment lined baking sheets and let them rise while we go play in the snow.
Jack, Jack. Look at Mama. Hey. Hey. Hi. Hi, Bubba.
good at it.
I can't quite get it right.
Okay, stand up. We'll see it. Wow, that's the prettiest snow angel.
Hang on, I have to do. I have to.
What do you think about the snow, Loretta? Patsy? What are you doing? Let hay in your hair. Penny.
I'm gonna take one and run around and throw it.
Mama. Isla. Dada. Somewhere in there. Keith, where is your snow angel?
Mine and I was kind of high-five.
Converged?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't tell. You can see ours really clear, but...
Like a three-legged race situation with our wings.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, ours are really clear in the camera, but you can't.
Now look how nice and puffy these are. I'm making these for breakfast in the morning. So I'm just going to fry them up tonight and have them ready to go. I'm dropping them down in some hot oil. Now I will say, don't let your oil get too hot because for some of these it did. They browned way too fast on the outside and were still a bit doughy on the inside. So not all of them were that way, but a few of them did that. And this happens to me almost every time I make donuts. I make them here and there and it happens every time. I always get my oil too hot and don't let them cook all the way. Probably smaller size donuts would help as well. But I just mixed up some cream and powdered sugar to ice these donuts. The snow kept falling and we ended up with lots and lots of snow for day 2 of exploring and playing in the snow. The snow was much better than the first day, and we are gonna have some fun out here today.
Dada.
Ah, you got me.
Guys, everyone want to see mine? Wow, that was falling apart. Maybe if I mix it
Yeah, just call his key. You're silly.
The kiddos can only handle so long outside, so we go out several times and come back in and warm up and dry all of our snow clothes and eat something real good, and then we'll go back out all day. That's what we do all day when it snows. We don't get a lot of snow here, so when we do, we like to take advantage of it. In the in-between time, while the baby naps, I am working on my cast iron. I told y'all, I've been telling y'all, that my cast iron really needs some help, and I have to do this once a year or so. I don't know if I just don't wash stuff right or what the deal is, but I'm just reseasoning, so I'm scrubbing everything down really good, getting it really good and clean, and then doing light, very, very light coats of oil all over it and baking it at 400, 450, somewhere around that, several times. So I'll do it, coat it down, rub it off really well where it's just a very thin coat so it doesn't pull up, and then bake it for quite a while, pull it out, do it again, and I'm doing all my cast iron this way today. That's all I do. And then it is ready to go non-stick. Another task that I wanted to get done was changing up my plate wall. Now, I have big plans for this plate wall over the next several months, but for now, I'm just going to try and get some of my other plates up here. I really would like for this to be all of my china, getting it all up, no matter the colors, as long as it looks okay, but not switching it out for the seasons. Just putting up all of them that I love and kind of having this sit like a hutch, which I can't necessarily fit a hutch here to hold all of these, but kind of along the lines to hold my collection. And so not just red or not just blue, but a mix of all of it together, all the pretty floral plates. That is the goal long term. But for now, this is where we're getting to. I still have plates stacked up and boxes full of them. We'll get there eventually, hopefully. Of course, we have to make snow ice cream. Do y'all make snow ice cream when it snows where you are? We do. I know there's a lot of controversy about this because some people say it's gross. I'm like, we live on a farm, so, there's a lot grosser things happening here than snow ice cream. So I am just throwing some snow in a bowl. Of course, my mixing bowl was way too small. And then adding milk and a little bit of cream and sugar and vanilla. My little lady here is going to mix that up for us. We definitely added way too much milk and cream, but that's okay. It still tasted really, really good. We ended up making it a few more times before all the snow melted away. Snow days and even just winter days all call for a puzzle. I love puzzles. I try and find ones that are very much like the old houses and country scenes and all of that because it's my favorite. But I realized on the snow day that I didn't have any snowy puzzles or even like any wintry looking puzzles. So I grabbed the one that was the closest. It was definitely a spring puzzle, but we worked it nonetheless. My Aladon here was so excited, and of course, she doesn't quite understand how these puzzles work, but she gives it her all, and that's really fun. So we all worked on this puzzle, and I expected this to last us a couple days and just kind of work a few pieces in as we walked by and here and there, and we can't stand to have a puzzle unfinished on our table, apparently. So we all sat and worked on it and worked on it and worked on it, and we had this done in the first day.
Push it. Push it. Good job.
Now, y'all watched us build our first snowman, and after we finished that one, Keith was like, we have to make a whole snowman family. So here's our snowman family. We were very proud of it. It sat for days. But here is what happens when you try and get a 1.5-year-old to stand by their snowman of them. They knock the head off, they pull the eyes off, and it is a whole adventure.
Go. Shake it harder. Shake it real hard, babe. Get crazy. Yay, snow. Boop.
How pretty it is.